What up guys, Cody G here coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about chapter 286 of My Hero Academia. Yes, that's right, the follow-up to last chapter where our anti-hero, I don't know what you want to call him, rival, whatever, Deku's rival, Bakugo took a critical hit and people were saying, oh, is he gonna die? Is he gonna lose his quirk? What's gonna happen? I don't know, but what we're gonna know today, aren't we? Because we're jumping into chapter 286. And this one is called One Among Us. So the chapter opens with Deku looking at Bakugo in shock as Bakugo says, to win alone without friends. And in this context, he's not saying go win without your friends, but he's like he's in a way chastising Deku, like, why are you trying to do this alone? Why are you trying to do this without the support of your friends, right? And that's been a running theme in the last few chapters that we've seen. It's like, why is he doing this all by himself? And Deku believes that it's his purpose, you know, the purpose of One for All is to, you know, destroy All for One, which it is, but to do it without his friends and his support and all that, well, that wouldn't be very Shonen Jump-like, would it? You need the support of your friends, the power of friendship, the spirit bomb, you know, that kind of stuff. Anyways, guys, that's what we're obviously leading into. Deku's probably going to pay the price. But anyways, let's just continue with the summary. Shigaraki then gurgles aloud and thrashes it around with his body still extremely charred from the attack from Endeavor last chapter. Bakugo then falls from the sky, but Todoroki catches him. Shigaraki says aloud, there was useless blood lost in today's battle, obviously referring to Bakugo and the other deaths that were occurring, right? None of these people had to get injured if you just handed yourself over, basically, is the implication there. Deku looks alarmed as Shigaraki suddenly gears up with All for One again as he says, this was the biggest waste of time. There is a sudden inner dialogue that says that if someone wields power in anger and without control, that power will respond in a vicious way. And in this context, we can see that Deku is going like berserk mode. Guys, if you've seen Evangelion, you've seen berserk mode, that's basically Deku here. The next scene, obviously that is like foreshadowing what Deku's doing, right? He's like going apeshit crazy. But it literally, like in the next scene, Deku starts biting into the tendrils that came out of Shiggy's fingers, and he's like snapping them with his teeth, right? And he yells, cancel it, obviously trying to... we're only speculating here, but the speculation is that it is in reference to trying to steal Bakugo's quirk. Whether that was what he was actually going to... whether Shiggy was going to actually steal the quirk or not, it's never made completely clear, but that is what Deku says when he's biting onto the tendrils. He's not using his arms because I guess they're done. I'm assuming they're done at this point, but he is using his One for All mouth to bite into the tendrils of Shiggy, right? Those like forced quirk activation tendrils, those things. Anyways, moving on. There's a cutscene to the students in the town, and a newscaster is above Gigantomachia in a helicopter screaming about having to evacuate the area, urging everyone to run immediately. We then see Ochako reflecting on how uneasy she felt about this situation because of the many run-ins her classes had with Shigaraki, and that she knew it would lead to something awful like this. She has everyone in her heart and thoughts. I'm a big sucker for Uraka, but that's just me. Suddenly, the scene goes back to show Todoroki screaming in horror as Shigaraki digs his hand into Deku's face. He yells, Midoriya! In absolute horror. I can't do Shoto's voice, sorry. Absolute horror as he holds Bakugo to prevent him from falling. Midoriya is in extreme shock as he faces Shigaraki, who smugly says to him, he's got a little smirk on his face, I touched you, I'll get it. And he's obviously referring to stealing One for All, right? We then see Deku in the vestige area of One for All. He appears to be alone and wonders if he has died. Then he realizes that that's not what has happened here. Deku then sees All for One holding Shigaraki in a chair as they appear out of the shadows. Shigaraki says, don't come out! Obviously arguing with All for One. as All For One rambles about his need to help Shigaraki after Shigaraki's quirk manifested, and that he has had to deal with life and death. It looks almost like All For One is choking Shigaraki, and it looks pretty intense here. Guys, there's some really intense panels this chapter. You got to see this one panel, which they don't mention in the summary that I'm reading to you here, but there's this one panel where Shiggy's face is splitting open, and you can see All For One's face grinning underneath Shiggy's face. It's like a wound. But then in the very next panel, the wound has healed back up, right? So I don't know whether we're supposed to take that literal, as in he's like taking over this guy's body, or like metaphorical. I'm pretty sure it's metaphorical, like, you know, spiritually he's taking over Shiggy's body, but yeah, this is some pretty crazy stuff. We also get some looks of Deku looking absolutely feral. Anyway, sorry, let me get back on track here. Shigaraki says, "You want me to stop talking, but it's my will, it's my dream," as he attempts to convince himself that he's still in control of his own body. Not All For One. Deku looks on in abject horror. Deku suddenly falls onto the ground and Nana grabs him by the hair, almost in the same spot where she was holding Shiggy earlier in the like a few chapters back. And Nana grabs him by the hair, saying, "You can't move in this world yet. We'll do something about that." And that is the end of the chapter. That's the end of chapter 286. Now, what to expect going forward? Well, they are trying to steal the One For All quirk here, guys. Do you think One For All is going to be stolen? I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the if we're to get anything from the vestiges, Nana shows up obviously to help Deku move, right, in this spirit world, this vestige world, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what the right word is for it. They call it the vestige world. I don't know, is it a spirit world, vestige world, whatever. But he's unable to move. He's going to likely gain the ability to move, and this is how he's going to repel them from stealing One For All and tell Shiggy to F off. But like, if we want to throw out some theories here about what the heck is going to happen going forward, how is he actually going to stop them from taking One For All? My guess is that some of the vestiges are probably going to have to like sacrifice themselves to stop Shiggy from taking One For All, or All For One from taking One For All, right? That's just my guess. My guess is that, yeah, they're probably gonna have to sacrifice themselves. You know, there's a callback to, like, they have all of these vestiges that are invested in this thing, and all of their spirits are inside One For All, and Deku's got One For All. So it's like, you know, he's on this journey, but he's not on this journey alone, because he's got all these other, you know, spirits with him. So if he lost them all, that might be like a dramatic effect on Deku, right? That's just my guess. At the same time, if Shiggy steals some of those vestiges, but he doesn't get One For All, he might end up getting like Nana in him and All For One in him, and it's like, you know, the devil and the angel on his shoulders trying to like urge him, don't be like this bad guy, and the other side being like, be a bad guy, right? I don't know, I'm just totally throwing it out there. Total wild guess. Could it's very unlikely to happen, but obviously we're just throwing out hypotheticals, right? We're just throwing out what we think might happen. Every single time we guess what might happen, Horikoshi just throws us for like a total loop, and we're completely wrong. So I don't know what to expect, but it's very exciting times. I really don't see One For All actually being stolen, because if it got stolen, there's no way for them to get it back. There's no way they would ever get the quirk back. I don't think Eri could rewind getting One For All. You know, some people are like, oh, if it gets stolen, Eri will just rewind it. Well, that's not really going to... I mean, I suppose, but then if they went down that route, they'd just be like, okay, Eri can just rewind everything. Like, it totally defeats the whole purpose of, like, anything of consequence happening in the anime or in the manga, right? So it's like, most likely, I don't see One For All being stolen. At most, maybe some of the vestiges get stolen, but not the whole thing as a quirk. Anyways, guys, that's all there is to say for the time being on chapter 286. That is One Among Us. What does that mean? I don't know. Is that about All For One? I'm not sure. There was that panel where there was a split in Shiggy's face, and All For One is inside of him. pretty dang creepy. Guys, if you want to see the pictures, the images, the scans of chapter 286 before they're released officially on Sunday, head over to the Reddit, head over to the Boku no Hero Academia Reddit and check them out there, because that is the only place you're going to find them for the time being until Sunday. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. And yeah, if you like this type of content, make sure you smash like, leave us some feedback. What do you think is going to happen next? What do you think is going to happen to One for All or Shiggy or anything? What about, I'm pretty sure Bakugo's not going to die since he's speaking in this chapter, and he's been sort of rescued or captured or caught at least from falling to his death by Shoto there. So that's sort of what I see for the future here, the immediate future. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the content. Smash like, leave a comment. If you really enjoyed this content, let us know so that we know to keep making this type of content. If this stuff doesn't do well, we won't continue to make this type of content, right? So you gotta let us know if you like it, and smash subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, this is Lydia. If you like what you see, hit that like button as it helps our channel gain exposure. Also consider smashing subscribe. If you like our content, it would really mean a lot and helps our channel grow. If you want to interact with us, leave a comment down below or follow us on Twitch at super_dorkalicious. We'll see you next time.